No, I'm not quitting my job. I love my job. Anyway, hi.
Dodge, spray, backcomb, keratin, herringbone, scratch, dry, faux hog, quiff, waft, don't go bald. Here's the deal.
Hi! Welcome to Here's the Deal Pod, where we talk about hair and just about everything else.
Literally.
How we feeling?
I'm feeling Gucci.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
We took like a 3-4 week break over the summer just because life gets crazy, and we're also trying to revamp and make things better. We got rid of the horrible mics, and now we have a big boy. We're working on getting 3, but I'm very technologically challenged, so we're gonna have to figure that out as time goes on. But this will work for now, and I feel like y'all will appreciate the sound quality a lot more, especially for the people who just listen to us. Because I can't imagine just listening to the podcast and it being like whispers and like we sound like we're like underwater. So
Yeah.
It's
like
much
a circus
better.
of a podcast.
Yes.
yeah, we're already too like
Yeah. It's
hard to follow in general. So thank you for your patience and welcome back. This, I guess, can be considered as our season 2.
Oh, it is.
Here's the Deal
Oh my
Pod.
gosh, cute.
And in this round where we're recording, we'll hit 20. I don't think this will be our 20th, but we will hit our 20th episode in our next round of posting,
It's
exciting.
lit.
which is crazy.
We should pop some.
No, yeah, we've been
confetti.
filming
I've been wanting to
for
pop some confetti
6
for a
months.
while.
6
now.
months of filming.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Since February. That
Y'all
is
still
so
like
crazy.
it?
No,
I
I'm
didn't
just kidding.
think so. I
I
still
love
like
it.
it.
It's still fun.
It's so much fun, and we're still learning and revamping, and I mean, we're gonna have a lot
We're vibing.
coming. So, yay!
Yay.
Coolly.
Poster.
Thank you. I got that at a concert. Well, no, I didn't get it at a concert. I saw it at a concert, and then I went home and I ordered it because I didn't want to stand in the merch line.
I do not
That
blame
is so
you.
smart.
Yeah.
It's not fun, and then you're like in the traffic leaving if you get it at the end of the
Yeah.
concert.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's
It's
when you always
either
get mid
either
or at
you
the
get there
beginning.
early, either you get there early or you have to sacrifice time while the artist is playing. And
Yeah,
I'm not if
no.
I'm going to pay to see you in concert, like literally I went to a concert last night. And literally, I was like, it was like 9:15, and I was like, he's gonna go on at 9:30, and I was like, but what if he doesn't? And then I had to pee so bad, and when I tell you, I literally sprinted to the bathroom, and then the second I got back, he went on stage.
I'm so proud of you.
I was like stressed to the max. I
You
was like
made
peeing.
it.
I almost peed on my pants because. Are we gonna tell that story? That would be so funny.
I hope you do. That reminds me of the Elton John concert, though. I told you about that,
Really?
how the line was so long because he was only there for one night in
Yeah.
Atlanta. And the line was so long that we had to get out of our cars. My mom were like, peace out, sorry, Mom. And we're like walking down alleyways and we're like running to get to it. And LaShawn and I were not in shape at the time. And we were, and I'm like, where's my inhaler? And we finally made it. And still, even then, he wasn't playing yet. He was like an hour late.
Yeah.
So it was like no reason to run. But
Yeah.
hey, we got our exercise.
I always get stressed going to concerts, you know? Like, I'm always like, I gotta get there
miss it.
so... Like, last night we got there when the doors open. And we sat there for 2 hours before we even saw the main person, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it's still fun and the energy and, you know, you get drinks or you
So
get
fun.
food.
And you're seeing them in person.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like super far, but you're like, they're right there.
I think the next concert I go to of somebody that I like really, really want to see, I think I'm really gonna pay.
I
Like,
don't
pay
blame
good
you.
money
Yeah.
for good seats. Because I like...
You're a concert goer. Like,
I
concert
am,
goers
yeah.
should
And last night I was like,
spend the money on it.
we should have paid for floor tickets. Like, we should have, you
Yeah.
know? So hopefully next
But now
time.
you know next
Girl.
time.
Now I
I'm
know.
sorry.
I used to be really into Logic. Don't judge
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I'm
No,
not.
I know
I
this.
don't like him anymore. But anyway, so when the first ever concert I went to, it was a
Who can
smaller
relate?
venue, and I had like floor whatever tickets, and so I got there like 3 hours early. I was front row. I ended up on his Instagram. You can like zoom in and see me because he used to take like pictures of the crowd. And so I tried to do that again the next time, but like the mosh pits are crazy.
Dude,
They're
yeah.
like, I bet they're really
Being
crazy
right
now.
there, like you can like look him in the eyes. It's pretty fun. I
No,
like
that's
it.
so cool. Like,
And then
I've
I was
never
front row
done
for
that.
Lord.
Oh, that's cool.
That was really
Did she
cool.
shush you?
No.
You've seen that video,
Oh my
right?
god, yes. No, she did touch my hand though. I was like,
Oh my god. I had a client.
it was really cool.
I had a
never heard one
client.
like that.
No, me neither. I had a client who
She dripped.
oh my gosh, she was so cute. Well, I've seen her for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about Amika, the hair brand, has a shampoo called Mirror Ball, and Taylor Swift has a song called Mirror Ball.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we started talking about Taylor Swift because of that. And then I looked her in the face. I could just feel it. I was like, were you a One Direction girly? And she was like, oh, yeah. So we were talking about, like, all the One Direction concerts she went to and, like, her favorite stuff and, like, all the Harry Styles concerts she went to. And she went to one at the Roxy, the Coca-Cola Roxy. Mm-hmm. And she was on the floor and she was, like, in the crowd where he, like, walked by and he, like, grabbed her hand. And I was like, that? And she goes, I still never washed it. Obviously kidding. But, like, oh my gosh. Harry Styles, if that happened to me.
That's so cool.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
cool.
See, I've never had, like, a celebrity experience like that. I've never met a celebrity. Like, a real celebrity.
Yeah, I've never met one. Well, yeah, not really.
I
met
Cody.
Dobby from the Bird Show, but she's not even in the Bird Show.
No, but you
anymore.
love them.
I do love them. Well,
I
not
used
anymore.
to love
Almost
them.
I like my news station.
What's your news
What is that?
station?
Not a lot of people can get this station. It's the weirdest thing.
So
It's
you're
called
special.
The Breeze. No, remember I told you about it, and I've literally tried to put it in other people's car, and I'm upset about it because now I'm like, I can never get rid of my bug.
You can go to their website.
Yeah, I found
and
their
just
website.
like play it on your phone on your car.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay,
I
cool,
love
cool.
them.
As long as you know that, because I used
He's
to do
great.
that with the Burt
Peter
Show.
J. My God.
Peter J.
You guys would love
You know
the
what's so
station 'cause
funny,
it's
though?
80s. It's like 80s relaxing
Yeah.
music, like the good stuff. Like they play Yesterday, the
Ooh.
Beatles,
I
the Beach
can't
Boys.
I cannot handle people talking.
No, he doesn't talk.
You
He like
have a
literally he does
podcast.
these quirky little
No,
things.
like on the radio because they talk about nothing.
No,
like,
I like
don't
when they
care.
do the drama stuff.
Like this morning,
Oh, I like the Bird Show. when they
Yeah.
talk.
No,
Well,
see,
when
I don't like that because like this morning I was listening to the radio. Did y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Sound like a cat.
Oh, it's Rosario.
Okay.
That's our Roomba.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we oh yeah, so I got my car. I'm getting my car fixed today because it has no AC. So I am driving my dad's car and I forgot to take the aux cord out of my car. So I get to listen to the radio for the next like week probably. And that's my personal hell because I hate it because I was listening this morning and they were like, call in and tell us what the worst excuse for not going to work is. And I'm like, I don't care about
do.
Oh, the
any
Bird
of
Show
that.
doesn't do that. They don't do that.
No, the Burt Show.
And it's always in the morning though. I'm like, who wants to hear this in the morning?
I do. Well, because they talk
That's
about like
crazy.
stuff that like I don't know, to me I think is like really interesting. Like they'll talk about like today's news or like things that happen, and then like they also have like these like daily things where they always like play these games or whatever. It kind of stimulates me to listen to be able to have a better conversation.
My favorite is when they would do the Groundhog episode. Every single year for Groundhog Day, the Burt Show would go out there and see if he saw the
Burt
shadow
Show
or not.
fan. We
Yeah,
should
girl.
talk about this
I
more.
used to growing up because I woke up in time for that, and I was getting ready for school, and I would take my radio into the bathroom with me so that I could like listen to the Burt Show.
Did y'all used to have like radios that would wake you up with like like radio stations?
Yeah.
What radio station would wake you up? That one?
The Burt Show.
Yeah.
Mine was 104.7 The Fish.
Shut
Oh,
up.
yeah,
Okay, granola
And
Christian
Steven
girl.
Was 97.1 The River.
I did really like. I do listen.
I still listen to if I'm
So,
listening to the radio,
Yes,
I still
it's
listen,
the river.
listen to the river.
I was about to say
Or-
that, like if I don't have
or
access to anything else, it's the
It's
river.
usually the river or it's country music.
I'm judging, but that's okay.
My old bug, the lime green one,
Mm-hmm.
miss that car. It only would play 104.7. And it was the worst thing. And then the way that I would
I
play
hate
an
that. I
aux cord
hate
is I would
104.7.
it was like a cassette tape that was connected by a cord that was an aux cord. So I had to have a dongle a dongle
dongle.
connected to the aux cord that then was connected to a cassette tape, and I would have to put it into the actual radio.
Jesus.
So for me to play music, or I would listen to 104.7, which wasn't a bad thing. But they played the same song
They
every
do,
time.
and they're
And
all
my mom-
Hillsong.
And they're always commercials.
Yes, and my mom
There's, like,
still
5.
listens to that shit. And I will turn it on and I
How?
still know the songs that are playing, even though I haven't listened to it in 10 years, because they play the same stuff
The same
over and over
commercial.
and over and
Oh,
over
the
again.
Bird Show does that, man. They say,
Yeah.
this is Dr. Elizabeth with cool sculpting. Every single time.
Oh my God,
And they
I
pretend like they're having a
know.
conversation right then. Hey, Dr. Elizabeth, what's the newest thing? It's every single time.
Corny.
It is
I just
annoying.
can't.
That's why I stopped listening to them. Because
That's
of
fair.
those dang commercials.
You know why I stopped listening?
Why?
Because Bert got, like, so, like, Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother.
Ooh.
How so?
He's just so, like, whiny. So I remember when he was going through his divorce,
he
because I
so
was in
little
high
boy?
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he so what?
Little boy.
I mean, he didn't get any bigger.
He's actually, he's actually more, like, not necessarily woke, but I don't know, the things he says are more interesting and, like, real.
I hope so, because
I
I
wonder if
stopped
it's gonna
listening
kill
a
his
few
viewership.
years ago, because, like, I remember when he was going through his divorce, he was so, like, woe is me.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, he kind of, like, got a little too personal with his stuff.
Yeah, like,
in
this
my
is the radio,
opinion.
babe.
Like, because he would, like, talk about it, and then he'd be like, you guys know me, and I just started dating, and I really like her, and I'm like, Bert, we don't give
Yeah,
a
like, we
shit.
don't need to know all of
Well,
that.
now he's
That's
engaged,
crazy.
and he talked about his commute and them trying to figure out his, like, commute every single morning and how he has to drive 25 minutes. And I'm like, dude,
Get over it.
there are people that drive an hour. They don't want to hear you complain. You have plenty of money. You can drive yourself 25 minutes every morning.
Yeah.
Like, it was just...
Yeah.
And knowing that he, like, works out so much, I'm like, you could cut into your workout time so that you could be with your kids. Like, I don't know. It just got me really annoyed.
I
was
just
like, this
don't.
is first world problems.
Yeah, as I got older, I was like, Bert, you're kind of a pick-me guy.
Yeah.
Like,
And they fired Dobby, who was, like,
yeah,
the
why
best
would they
person
fire?
on there.
And Dobby had some things to
She
say.
had some things to say. There was some drama.
Anyway,
That's
this
where
is
it
now
got
a Bert
good.
Show
But
podcast.
now they have this young girl on there that, like, just came straight out of college, and I can't stand her.
I think they
So,
choose
I
them
also-
straight out of college because they don't know any better. And so
That's
they
like my
can't
station
advocate
now.
for themselves.
Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever, like, been listening to the radio and, like, something happens and you, like, you know they're freaking out because it's not the right thing to be going on? Like, where it's, like, somebody's talking to somebody.
Yeah.
I had that moment.
Yeah.
I was so
I
excited.
love that. Or when you're like, well, this is, I guess, a little different, but I grew up, like, singing in the church, so I did a lot of, like, I knew a lot of backstage and, like, sound stuff. And so, like, have you ever been, like, in a crowd and, like, to something being playing and you're like, someone fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, someone's about to get fired.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
That's how it
favorite
was.
is at church, you know, they have the projectors with the lyrics, and they get the lyrics
You're
wrong, and
trying
they're
to
just,
catch
like,
up.
going so fast.
Oh my
That's so
gosh.
funny.
You always
That's
know when it's their
actually
first
so
day.
funny.
Oh my gosh.
You know when it gets bad when people start turning around and looking at them and you're like,
No, literally.
dude, you're so upset.
But then that's screwy for, well, maybe it's not everyone, but that's screwy for the people on stage too, because if the words on the screen
Well,
aren't,
that's my
then the
favorite
confidence
part.
monitor isn't doing it. And so, like, if the person doesn't know the words,
That's my favorite
They
part,
ain't
because the
singing.
whole choir will just be like...
it's like, how do you not know the words? Did y'all not practice this? Like, that's crazy.
No, we
It's
got a
early.
new worship leader at our church, and I can't. Me and LaShawn can't with him.
Oh, no.
He's like, the one thing I loved about, like, our church is that it was, like, pretty real, and they were just
Very
like, you know, and they
humble.
were good, and I loved that they were, like, kind of like a acoustic style. Like, sometimes they would bring in, like, this box.
Did it
just,
go
like,
rock
and stuff.
band?
They went, like, I'm so upset to say it, like,
They went,
modern
like,
church.
flashing lights.
Not flashing lights, but it's the worship leader himself is, like, the one who's like, all right, let's repeat this line again. And then he's like,
Everybody raise your hands.
5 times. Everybody's like, praise Jesus 5 more times. And you just keep going and keep
Can I
going.
be
and at that
honest
point,
with
nobody's
you?
praising Jesus because you're doing it like 8 times.
I used to, and sorry, I know you're about to say something, but I literally used to at my old church, we would be repeating stuff like that over and over again, and I literally would be praying in my head, and I'd be like, Jesus, I'm so sorry, I know this is horrible, but please, dear God, make this stop. Like, please, Jesus, make this stop.
I just
because
don't
I
get
couldn't.
it.
I can't.
Go to the next song.
Yes.
I'll tell you
Like,
what
let
it
me
is.
worship. Let me be real. Like, you're being fake right now. I know you're not praising God right now. I mean, maybe you are.
Okay,
God
so like
convict me if I'm wrong. But
even like churches that just do hymnals, there are leaders that still do that. They're like, we're gonna repeat that verse, and it's not because the lyrics hit so good or whatever, and we're just gonna keep praising Jesus. They want to hear themselves sing. They think that they
That's- yeah,
sound
that's-
so
that's
good, and they're
all
like,
I
let
have.
me hit that line again, and it's like, no.
I just don't.
How do
and
y'all
like
feel?
talking, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
God.
How do y'all
Yeah.
feel? I had a big problem with this, and maybe this was just me having problems because I do with being inside of a church. But I hated it when they would, like, when the worship leader would tell everybody to raise their hands.
No,
like, you're gonna tell me when I'm gonna raise my hands in worship?
I personally...
He would say that, and I'd be like...
Yeah. No,
all the way down
because
here.
you're trying to make it seem like all these people in the crowd are worshiping.
Like, why?
Like, in that way, some people don't worship that way.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
I grew up in a church that you didn't. You put your hand up, you're asking a question.
Right. No, some people do raise their hand for praise. Some people hoop and holler. You know, because I was raised in Baptist. I personally do not put my hand up. I don't make a scene. I have a tear. I, like, cry a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the way that I personally worship.
Yeah.
It's not a choice, but I think worship isn't really a choice. I think it's you
It's
feel it in your heart and your soul,
relationship
and then
with
your
God.
body reacts in whatever way.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not going to put my hand up.
Because that's manufactured.
It's
like,
so
that's not
manufactured.
real.
I do not like it.
You know what's? I think it's funny, though. It reminded me of Joey and Lillian's church is when there's always that one person that's like, come on. Come on, pastor. Come on.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we had one.
There's one guy, he always, every time, come on.
I called
Come
him
on.
the hype man.
Come on.
We had one
Every
lady.
time. I think it's so funny.
In our youth group, her name's Miss Stephanie. She's actually, like, I still love her. She's great, but she'd always go, say it. Say it. And everybody's like, you
I love
know,
when they go,
like, it's
pastor.
so good.
Pastor.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
It's so good.
They just say one word every time.
My great uncle, when he gets excited, he just starts running up and down the aisles going, woo! Woo! Thank you, Jesus!
I want to go to your church all the time.
It's the funniest.
Because your church is more
thing.
old school, for
It's so
sure.
old school. He's older now, so
I mean,
he
isn't it called
can't
Old
do
Baptist? Oh, wait, what's it
no,
called?
it's...
What's it called again? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
No, tell me later,
And
though.
I want to put a disclaimer because I said I have problems with being in church. I'm still a Christian. I'm just scared of church now.
Yeah.
But I love Jesus and I love people and I'm working on it.
It is the people taking church and making it a people place and not a worship
Correct.
place. That
A
is all
lot
it
of
is. It is
Christians
not
Yeah, correct.
not liking being a Christian. It is taking that relationship and making it a religion.
Yeah.
That is the
Well,
problem.
and more of the reason why I don't love going to church is because, like, I don't like posting about Jesus. I don't like talking about it with certain people because I fully know how to put on that Christian front. When I'm going to church, I'm not being real. I know I'm not.
I get that.
I'm not there yet to where I can be real and raw. If I'm posting Jesus on Instagram, I'm not posting so that other people can see it and hopefully be inspired. I'm posting so people can know, oh, she's a good Christian, you know? And I know that about myself. And so I'm trying to just refrain from all of those things because that's not right.
I also feel like a lot of people go through those waves. Like, I feel like that was how I was in the beginning of my relationship, and now I'm posting, I'm like, oh, like, I have friends in my life that I know see my
Like,
stuff, and
and
I'm like,
need
I really
this.
want them to see
Yeah.
it. Like, I'm hoping this won't be, like, too much of a throw Jesus at you. It's more like a, toss. Like, hey. But, like, before, I would only do it so that people thought, like, they knew that I was a Christian. And,
Yeah.
And that's, I think
And
that's
I
such a
hate
strong
that.
thing, is that
I
you
hate
know
that.
that you were like that, and you're like, I'm going to refrain from that, but keep my relationship with God. Because I know I'm not ready
And
for
work
that.
on it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people should be okay with that.
I agree. But when
That's fine.
when I go to our church, I don't know anybody there. And, you know, the way I was raised is, you know, I was supposed to look pretty and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so when I go to our church, I don't wear makeup. And it's because I want to know that I am there to be there with God and no other reason. So, and
Like,
also,
you're not looking for...
right now, I'm not going. I stay home, I do my yoga in the mornings, and I listen while I do my yoga, and that's what my heart and my soul needs right now, and I don't think anything's wrong with that. When I'm ready to go back and have fellowship with other Christians, I will, but for now, you guys are my fellowship.
I agree. Well, and someone told me once that, like, church is not, like, the meat. Church is not even dessert. Church is literally the cherry on top of your ice cream for dessert. You know? Like, church is a very fun and, like, integral part of it. And it's a part of, like, everything that you're eating. But throughout the week and throughout the other people you're experiencing, you're feeding yourself and getting fed with the meat and the beans and all the other good stuff. And church is just a little fun thing where church is for community.
Yes.
You know? Church is for that. Like, if you're getting everything that you get from God out of church, you're literally having a cherry a week, you know? Like, that is all that is. And so what's taking a cherry off of your ice cream versus taking the meat out of your, like, the good nourishment out of your life. Like, you get that in your day-to-day, not at church.
Right.
So.
I agree.
Yeah. And if you feel like you're not ready for that cherry, then there's nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. As long as you get to that
I
point.
currently don't like cherries.
Yeah. Well, you have a community, though. I mean, we
exactly. And that's the thing.
Talk about God at least once a day throughout the day.
Yeah.
So,
I thought for the longest time, like, biblical community could only be through church. And I remember praying and being like, God, I don't want to go to church, but please give me good friends. And then he did. And it's like, because that's how my parents are, too. They go to church, but they're community is not like, and they have a small group that they go to, but their people are not church, you know, the people they know from church, which is okay.
I feel like back in biblical days that was it was your community, and then your little community got together on Sundays. So the only difference is we don't like meet up on a Sunday and be like, we're gonna praise Jesus today,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think we have
but
definitely
we have done that before, you know.
Yeah,
like we've done certain things like that.
We have, which I
it's
feel
just
like
doing life with each other and like pushing each other to be more like God and be more like Jesus.
I agree.
And
I feel like
a consistent thing in your day. I mean, that's more than what like other people do.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all that matters.
That is great.
This is crazy because we did not plan on talking about this at all, but this has been like the best freaking conversation.
This is how it always happens.
Need to talk about
no,
you know
real.
what? Because I needed it because like I've been loving my Sunday mornings, but also I felt a little guilty about it because I'm not doing what the norm is. But my soul needs it. Yeah. My soul needs my Sunday mornings right now.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. It is. It's hard because it is like I think that's another problem that I have with it is I feel like everybody from my old church is just judging me. And, like, I post what I want to on Instagram. I say bad words. I do all of this. But, like, I'm no longer pretending to be perfect. Well, because I was doing all of those things before. I was just putting on a good front for everybody. So everybody thought that I was, like, a good person.
I feel like if we all, like, stop expecting people in church to be perfect, and we all realize that churches are full of liars, hypocrites, sinful
Which is
people,
the whole, like,
it's the
concept
point
of why the gospel exists.
Yes. It is literally the point of church. But it goes over
everybody's head.
Yes. And then everybody shows up to church with their masks on and pretends like they're perfect people, and it's like, no, you're not perfect. That's why you're in this building.
Yeah, if you weren't perfect, you wouldn't need to be here.
And also if we stopped expecting each other to be perfect, we wouldn't be so let down and jaded by church as well, because we would all just come with honest hearts and honest souls and just be in that with each other.
Well, I think also what upsets me, like, in your situation is the fact that you are, like, knowing day to day that in your church, instead of being there to, like, maybe you were going through something or you need help, like, in what you're battling, they're judging you instead of it. They're not reaching out and being like, hey, what's going on?
That would piss me off more, though.
I know it would, but sometimes, like, I feel like the intention is better than what they're doing, though. It's the fact that they're, like, not even being like, oh, you seem like you're in trouble or anything like that. Just like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah. How is life going?
See, because that's the thing. That would be great. Because the second I left my church and stopped going, everybody there stopped talking to me. And I still see them all the time. So messed up. I still see them all the time, and they're always like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, you don't care. Because if you cared, you would have followed up with me multiple times before this, you know?
That breaks
And
my
that's
heart.
the thing about,
like, so much.
One time, did I tell you about my friend Jasmine, who she posted, I think she, like, posted a video of her, I think it was like her 21st birthday post, and like somebody had like a middle finger up in it, and they were like obviously drinking. It was like her 21st birthday, but it wasn't like they were like, you know, getting trashed or anything. Right. And one of the leaders from the church that we went to commented on her post and has not spoken to her. Like, it does not know Jasmine like that. Like, is not close with her, and was like, oh, Jasmine, like, I'm praying for you that, like, God, you know, you turn to God and, like, all of this stuff. And that, it's a good thing that I didn't see that when all of that happened. I only found out about it afterward, but she got her ass tore up on Instagram by all of her little friends. Because why would you say that?
No, here's my thing. You are publicly doing it. Yes. You are not messaging this girl. You do not care about this girl, and you never have. So it is not your place to say anything. You just want to look good.
Yes!
You want to look like
Exactly.
you are you are a Pharisee.
Yeah.
You are
Because if
the
she really
definition.
cared and she was really worried, I guarantee you she has her number, and she also goes to church with her family.
Mm-hmm.
She could do it so much of a better way. She could have messaged her on Instagram instead of posting on her Instagram. And when I say she got her ass tore up, I mean... She got her ass tore up by all her little friends. And you know what? Good for them, because I can't believe that. I cannot believe that.
That just like...
And that was just another thing where I was like, whew, thank you, Jesus, for taking me out of that situation. Because I don't want to be around people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Those are not Christians.
Mm-mm.
Well, yeah, like you said, they're just doing like a front. Like,
Yes.
that's all that it is. Like,
It's just so
their
you can do
intentions,
your...
Like, I'm sure we're like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, like,
well, and that's the hard thing. Because,
you know.
like... And like I said, I've been guilty of this. Like, being in roles of leadership in the church, or just being so chronically in the church that it's like, I'm doing the right thing. And you think only about your intentions and not how you're doing shit. And it's like, I am fucking hurting people. But for the sake of Jesus, you know, because I have good intentions. But I was so chronically, and so I see where I see what position she's in.
Right.
But oh my gosh, like, she's way older than I am. And like, she's been in it way longer than I am. Like, grow and move and become self-aware, because like you can't.
But that's not even it. That's the thing. It's not being self-aware. It's about being Jesus aware. Like,
Exactly.
God tells us to
Exactly.
act, like, be as well as we can be like Jesus.
So
Is
that's
Jesus
what
gonna go and like publicly humiliate somebody?
Right.
No, he's gonna go and inspire and walk through their journey and help them figure out why it's not the best way to do it. But publicly humiliating somebody, it's just gonna... I feel like if somebody was like in a fragile place of like Christianity, they would turn away from it, because they were like,
100%.
no, all they do is judge me.
Think about the woman at the well. Do you think he stood up at
Literally,
the well
that's
and he was like,
I'm getting cold.
guess
That's
how many
exactly
women...
what I was thinking about.
He's like, guess how many men she slept with? No.
Yeah.
He came early in the
I'm
day
about to start my
when
period.
no one else
Oh,
was
you
there.
guys.
And he had a loving conversation
Yeah.
with that person.
Yep.
It was not, hey, you grossed me out. It was like,
That was
hey,
like one of my favorite
let me love
parts
you.
of it. Yeah.
Yes.
If you
And
don't watch The Chosen, you should watch it.
it's so
super
good.
I still need to watch The Chosen.
Oh.
Maybe that's what I'll get into soon,
cry,
because
like,
I'm looking
every
for something new to
single
get
day.
into, so it'll be perfect.
That would
it's
be
really
perfect.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
you'll love it.
That part,
Oh my gosh, the first episode, it just like changed me so much, like changed my heart in so many ways. Because it was it Mary Magdalene?
Magalitha, yeah.
Magalitha, yes.
Yeah.
And she was struggling with spirits, with alcohol.
She had demon. She was demon possessed, and then she was also an alcoholic and gambling
and
too.
he found her at the bar, I think, I don't even know if that's how it was in the Bible, but he was just like, it doesn't control you now anymore. And it's just like that. She was like, it doesn't control me now anymore. And she got to be the potential that she was supposed to be, that God created her to be. And that was just like wonderful to me.
I love it.
So cool.
Anyway.
That is such a good part. You should so watch
I'm
it.
going to. I'm going to.
I
was so
cried
good.
my eyes out. I was like,
He just
wow.
was like, I know you, and she knew. Oh, it was so cool.
I love it.
For that. Yeah.
Cool.
It was
Okay,
beautiful.
I feel like we've been talking for a while. I hate to cut this short.
I know, this
but
is great.
Great conversation. I mean, hello. Okay, awesome.
Hi.
Look at us. I love us.
I know.
I love you guys so much. I know I have the like right friends in my life.
It makes me happy.
I just saw your bird in my eye, and that's all I keep seeing.
No!
Well, thank you for watching Here's the Deal podcast, where we talk about hair and literally everything else. If you would like to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, we are at Here's the Deal Pod. We have link trees and our Instagram where you can connect with us on our personal Instagrams and all of that good stuff. We're always asking questions. We're asking for advice. We're asking for topics to talk about. So if you have any, let us know. And otherwise, we'll see you every Friday at 6 p.m. on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcasts. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Here's the deal.